Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another reaction video. Today I am beyond excited to be checking out a new single from one of my favorite bands, ERRA. The single is called Snowblood. I have been waiting since they put out Eye of God for something else off of the new album that we know is coming, but we don't know the title of or anything yet. I was hoping that with this an album announcement would come, but I don't see one quite yet. This has just dropped. I've been counting the minutes since all the teasers went on and everything that I would be able to react to this. So I am definitely stoked. I'm gonna stop talking. I can talk more about ERRA at the end, but for now we're gonna get straight into ERRA's brand new single, Snowblood. ERRA, Snowblood. Let's discuss. I 100% am satisfied with this track and then some. I wasn't sure going into it if they could measure up to what Eye of God has been for me since that single dropped. I've had that on repeat for a while since it came out last year, so I was a bit curious to how this track would hit for me, but I actually am sure that I like this one better, which says a lot because Eye of God was also an amazing single from last year. It has definitely the staple ERRA sounds in it, the things that I've always loved about them, with some new stuff brought in there as well. So let's get into that a bit more. I definitely was a fan of the intro on this track. It had that electronic type noise that kind of is anxiety ridden almost, into just that fast paced, heavy introduction to the musical, like the instrumentals on the track. So when the electronic little short intro in the beginning meets the music there, it sounded really cool the way those two things balanced each other out. And then, of course, I knew from there that I was probably going to be enjoying the track because just the groove right away of the song is super catchy. I was definitely feeling it right away. You start out with the JT vocals that you know, those uncleans with the ability to flow that he has. It just sounds super nice there. But something else that we got in this track was clean vocals from JT. I had to double, triple check what I was seeing in the chorus there. So JT clean vocals is something I'm definitely here for after this track. Jesse Cash, the guitarist and the clean vocalist of this band, is one of my favorite musicians, period. He's done a lot of work with my favorite band, Invent Animate, and he also is in Ghost Atlas, which is another band that I jam to quite often. So the clean vocals for me with Jesse, I was expecting to like them. I love his voice. I think he has an amazing voice. I've talked before about high vocals being what I tend to lean towards in songs like this when it comes to core music and prog and things like that. Jesse Cash has one of my favorite voices when it comes to clean vocals for sure. So it was cool that I was already expecting the clean vocals to be above average with Jesse, because then I was also shocked when I saw JT in there as well. So I hope on this new album that's something that we see more of, because his clean sounded good. Obviously, that proves some range because his unclean vocals, they're lower, kind of brutal, and then he's able to throw some cleans in there as well. Highs, we know he's able to hit, so the range is definitely there. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't listened to a lot of ERRA, but I'm sure a lot of you watching this have listened to as much, if not more, ERRA as I have. I enjoyed the fact that in the samples throughout the song, the different things you were hearing, you hear that classic ERRA. There are a few parts where there's certain picking, certain effects used where you can hear kind of drift or neon thrown in there, but it's still way different. This is different. This feels like a track that you could definitely use to say ERRA has stepped up their game. They've been improving since the beginning. I really enjoyed the tone and the vocal flow where it got to the part where it says, "This is a waking nightmare." That whole section a little bit before and after those lyrics, about a minute and a half through the song, I think, seemed like it had a little bit of a different flow, and it sounded so good. Then you get that nasty musical breakdown right after that vocal part, and it just sounded so filthy. I am 100% going to be listening to this as soon as I finish making this video. The breakdown definitely had like a traditional structure to it, but it still sounded so good. It fit right in with where it was in the song. It's not the only breakdown that you get, but it's definitely a good first introduction breakdown in the song. ERRA definitely has some of my favorite guitar work, specifically the album Drift. If you go back and listen to that album, it is amazing. Definitely set the standard from them the first time that I ever heard that album to be blessed with these solos, so I was glad to see that in there. It was not a disappointment in the song. I think the solo sounded very nice. After the solo, it goes back into a vocal part that gets slowed down a little bit. Some extra drumming is thrown in there that's a little bit different from the rest of the song. I think that there were certain parts of the song that highlighted every instrument and the vocals as well, so that was something really cool to see on there. There was definitely a shift in my focus when it came to different instruments, different parts of the song, which of course is kind of the point of music, but definitely not something we see all of the time regardless of that. The ending of the song is heavy. You get that ow thrown in there. It's just everything that you heard throughout the song kind of looped together in that ending, probably 45 seconds or something like that, 30, 45 seconds. So overall, this track has me so excited for the album. I can't wait to find out more. Maybe we will later this week, maybe we won't, but regardless, this song will be going on repeat for me. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you have a song that you'd like to be added to the lists that I work off of when I'm doing request-based videos, I will put both links in the description, as well as a link for the invite to the Discord server, which is a lot of fun. We're pretty active in there if you wanted to come check it out. And lastly, if you're enjoying the style of music and content that I post on YouTube, I post more music-related content on my Instagram. My handle is @wolfandthesea. I will put it up here on the screen for you if you're interested in following me. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.